Hello, my name is Sugata Mitra and we're planning a small experiment. You know, in school we taught all kinds of things, things that we need to know. Like for example, you all use a fridge all the time. So you would think that it's important to know how a fridge works. And you'll find that in school, one day, they'll teach you how a fridge works. Then there are things that you learn in school that are just good to know. You know, like what's the solar system? What are planets? How many are there? And that sort of thing. Not that you're going to use this at any stage, unlike the thing you know about fridges, which you might actually use one day. But then, these second kind of things are things that are really nice to know. You know, when you look up at the sky, it is nice to know that there are planets out there, isn't it? So you have two kinds of things that you learn. Things that you need in order to live, things that you need to know, and things that you need to know simply because they're good to know, they're nice to know. And how do you learn these things? Well, most of the time, it's a teacher that tells you about how things work. You learn by listening to him or by listening to her. Then you test your knowledge by answering some questions about it and so on. That's the usual way that school works. But, you know, there is a problem. There are some things that we use that school never teaches. And do you know why? They don't teach these things because those subjects are moving too quickly for teachers to understand everything about it. So, our experiment is it possible to find out things that you need to know and that are good to know, but for which there are no teachers? Even if you have excellent teachers like you have in your school, they may not know the answer. Is there a way then that we can learn things like that? And wouldn't it be nice if you could learn those things and tell your teachers about what you learned? So it's kind of upside down. The teacher doesn't tell you, the teacher only listens to you. So I'm going to try one such subject. You all use the internet. I do, your teachers do, everybody does. We use it all the time. We use it 24/7. But do they teach you in school how it works? Well, some schools do, a little bit, but most schools don't. In fact, many schools just don't let you bring the internet into school at all because they're a little bit worried about what might be out there. What might you do with it? And why are they worried? Because unlike refrigerators about which they know everything, they don't know exactly what the internet is. So that's what we want to do today. An experiment to find out about the internet. A topic where your teachers can really not be of much help. Maybe a few brilliant teachers might, but not everybody. So, what is the internet? How does it work? Who owns it? Who pays for it? What's going to happen to it in the future? Can it think? Your teachers will help you to make little questions out of what I just said. And then you try and put it all together, you know, into a lesson. A lesson that no one has written so far. So you are going to write it. And then you'll tell us about the internet. And then we'll review how it works. You can use a soul, a self-organized learning environment to do this, which means you work with a few computers. You work in groups because there are, fewer computers than learners in the room. You work in groups, you talk to each other, you can move around, you can change your groups, you can do anything because this is not an exam, this is not a test. We are looking for something to which none of us know the answer. And we are looking for an answer not from every one of you, but from the entire group. It could be from an entire class, it could be from an entire school, it could be even from a group of schools. So go ahead and do it the way you think it's nice. I'll wait here and I'll wait for your answer. And I, like your teachers, am also very curious to know, what is the internet? How does it work?